Well, as you can see, I'm back in the polytunnel on a really windy day. Apologies if there's any wind noise, but I'm not alone. I've now got some friends with me, and here they are. The hens have finally moved in. We've got 6 rescue ex-battery hens. We've got a cream legbar cockerel and a couple of cream legbar hens. And as you can see, they're already doing what I wanted them to do, and that's to scratch and till and break up this ground in preparation for tomatoes, which are going to be in here in about 6 weeks' time. So just a quick look round. They've got somewhere to perch in the evenings. We haven't gone for a coop. Firstly, I couldn't get a coop in here through the doors, but that's not a problem because they've just come from a stable, and this is where they used to perch. So they can perch on here at night. I've also got 3 nest boxes in here as well. 3 of the older girls, 3 of these, tend to prefer to sleep inside the nest boxes. So I've given them nest boxes there. I've put a bit of wood on the top with a weight there, just so they feel secure. And then this was some shelving that had some plant pots on it. I put it on its side, and they've already been jumping up and down on that, so that might give them a bit of entertainment. One thing we have got, you'll see that there's some caging there and over there in the corner, and this netting all the way around. This is scaffolding netting. That's something I hadn't really thought about until somebody reminded me, so thank you for that. We've got some netting on the other side as well, running all the way down here. And that is that if there are bugs and insects on the polythene covering the polytunnel, the chickens may well try and go for them and scratch and peck and maybe put holes in the polythene. So we've put that there just to protect the polythene itself. You'll see in the previous video, you'll recall hopefully if you watched it, that we put some compost down from the sheep fields. Then I put some wood chip on as well. I put some hay down as well today here, and already they are scratching away nicely. I'm going to be putting some more wood chip down later on. I'll put some bedding down as well from their old coop. You'll see I put some timber down there just to hold that netting down. And you can see in this corner over here, they've already done a really good job of turning this compost into a much finer consistency there, and that's what I want them to do. One thing in terms of the design that I should show you is that yesterday the sun was out and it got really quite warm in here while I was doing the prep and while I was putting the stuff in here, and it got to about 16-17 degrees with the sun on the polytunnel it was only for about 2 or 3 hours, but it got really warm in here. And I'm thinking, if there is any spring sunshine around and the chickens are in here, it's going to get warm, and chickens don't like heat massively. And I'm very keen on ventilation. You'll see in some of the previous videos that I go on and on about how I like to ventilate the coops and ventilate the runs. So I've ventilated this as well. What I've done, come out the way girls, is so I can open these doors and let the air come all the way through the polytunnel, is I have put some mesh, put some fencing on the outside of the door. That's secure there, so I can open this door, we can get ventilation in, and it can run all the way through here. And I've done the same at the other end. I've put a makeshift fence on there, and that's just a piece of wood. It doesn't look good, but it's only temporary, and it is going to provide the security that the chickens need. But at the same time, it means I can open this door and that door at the far end if it stays open. As I said, it's very windy, and that's going to provide all the ventilation that these girls need. They've got food, they've got a grandfather feeder there, there's their water. I'm going to have to put the water up on something, you see, because when they're digging around, they've already made it quite dirty. She's having a drink. No, I'll get you some fresh stuff in a minute, go on. So they're in. It's going to be about 6 weeks, as I've said. This is a sort of kind of before video. I'll do another one in about 6 weeks. I'll do another one in about 6 weeks, and we'll see what the difference is. So that's the inside of the polytunnel, but obviously, as I said in the previous video, the priority here is the security of the hens. If a fox wanted to get through here into the polytunnel through the polythene, he probably could. So I've got an external security system set up, which we looked at in the previous video, and I'll now go and show you what we've done. So that's it then. The chickens are in the polytunnel, as you've seen. The only thing to show you now is how I'm going to ensure that they're safe, and that's with the poultry fencing, electrified poultry fencing. We've got 50 meters of it here. There's the energizer. It's a solar powered energizer attached to the fence. I've checked it, and it gives us about 10,000 volts, which is enough to deter any predator. It goes up there, past the compost heap, around the back of the polytunnels, and it comes all the way down here. I've kept it off the ground with these posts. I've got other videos on the channel to show you how to set up an electric fence if you want to, but that's it. They're in there now, they're safe, predators can't get to them. They've got lots of ventilation. I know I keep going on ventilation, but it is important. And what we'll do now is put some more wood chips in occasionally. We'll put some greens in straight from the supermarket. They won't go through the kitchen before anybody tells me off for that. Put some grains in, make them scratch and root around, and I'll keep a close eye on them. And they should be absolutely fine. Hopefully, the plan will be that if the restrictions, current avian flu restrictions, are lifted before the 6 weeks is up, then we will let them out, and they can then have free range, literally, of the entire veg patch, so they can do some work on that as well, around there. So that's it, job done. They're in there now, earning their keep. The plus side, another plus side on this is that the Ixworths, who are in a field at the moment and it is waterlogged, we've had so much rain recently, their feet are constantly wet, so they're now going to be moved into the stable where these guys came from, so they're going to be nice and dry. I'll do another video in about 6 weeks to show you the difference between the soil now and the soil that hopefully it'll look like when they're finished, but for now that's it. Thanks for watching.